Hiroshi sat on a rock, his eyes glued to the horizon where the sun was setting behind Japan's lush mountains. Do you think we'll make it? You know, achieve everything we've dreamed of since we were kids? Aiko hugged her knees, thoughtful but unsure. I don't know. I want to believe we will, but it's scary to think of what happens if we fail. Kenji laughed lightly, trying to lighten the mood. Come on, Aiko. You're going to be a famous artist. I can already see your paintings hanging in galleries in Tokyo. Yumi smiled quietly, and you, Kenji, will be a chef. I've tasted your cooking. You're practically already famous. Kenji blushed. It's not that simple, you know. There are so many better chefs out there. Sometimes, I wonder if I'll just stay here and work at my parents' diner forever. I know how you feel. My dad wants me to take over his fishing business, but all I've ever wanted was to be an engineer. To build things. And you, Yumi, you haven't said a word about what you want, Hiroshi pointed out. Yumi looked away, her voice soft. I want to be a writer, but who'd read my stories? Aiko looked at her friend earnestly. Yumi, you write the most beautiful stories. What's holding you back? It's not just me, it's all of us. We're afraid of what might happen if we try and fail. Maybe staying here, in this little town, is easier. But I don't want to regret not trying. Yumi admitted. Hiroshi stood up, a wave of determination setting in. I don't want regrets either. What if we make a promise? Right here, right now. No matter what happens, no matter how scary it gets, we'll face our fears and go after what we want. Kenji grinned, getting up as well. All right. I'm in. Let's make this happen. Aiko nodded, feeling the excitement build. Yes. No turning back. Yumi hesitated but then smiled. Okay. No regrets. They all placed their hands together in the center, making their promise to each other. Months later, they had each gone their separate ways to pursue their dreams, facing challenges that tested their courage. Hiroshi moved to the city to study engineering, working part-time at a construction site to pay his bills. He often doubted whether leaving his family business was the right decision, especially when struggling with his studies. Staring at a pile of books one night, he mumbled, "Why is this so hard? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. I could just go back home, help my dad." His phone dinged. It was a message from Yumi, remember our promise. No regrets. Aiko enrolled in an art school but constantly doubted her talent, comparing herself to others. Staring at her unfinished painting one day, she thought, everyone here is so much better, what if I'm wasting my time? Then she received a text from Kenji, keep pushing, Aiko. You're amazing. Remember what we promised. Kenji started culinary school, facing fierce competition. He second-guessed his cooking, especially when instructors were harsh. Watching the chefs around him one night, he wondered, am I really good enough? What if I never stand out? A message from Hiroshi buzzed on his phone, don't give up. We're all in this together. Courage, Kenji. Yumi, still in the small town, worked part-time at a library while submitting her stories to publishers. Every rejection letter felt like a heavy blow. Holding yet another rejection letter one night, close to tears, she wondered. Maybe my stories aren't good enough, maybe I should stop dreaming. Her phone vibrated with a message from Aiko, don't lose heart, Yumi. We're with you. Promise me you won't give up. Several years later, the friends reunited in their hometown. Standing on the same hill where they made their promise. Hiroshi smiled while looking out over the town. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? That promise we made. Aiko laughed. I can't believe how much has changed since then. Kenji beamed.